Going on YouTube? This is Cletus. It's my first video. I figured I'd show you my critters, show you their setups, how I take care of them, just kind of go over them real quick. Only got a few of them. This is sylmenstra, Chilean rosehair tarantula. I've had her for about 13 years. Real simple setup. I just got like a cup in there she can hide in, or a little water dish. Pretty much all my animals I use the same substrate. It's about 70% reptibark and 30% cocoa. I just think it's a nice natural looking substrate. Easy to use, works well. She's pretty easy to take care of. I just give her 6 crickets a week. She doesn't have any extra heat or light, and she's doing great. I said I've had her for 13 years, so she's doing well. Over here I have another tarantula. This is my girlfriend's tarantula. She's the same thing, Chilean rosehair tarantula. We got her about 2 months ago. I was helping somebody move and they didn't want her anymore, and I said I'd take her. So she was free. When I got her, she was in a 10-gallon aquarium. I just think that's too big. You know, the risk of them falling, and you just don't need an aquarium that big for a tarantula. She's probably much more comfortable in here. So we just set her up in here yesterday, and she should do well. She hasn't eaten since I've got her, and when I first got her, the girl said she fed her 7 crickets a week. But then she said that it would take her about a week to eat all the crickets, and I'm kind of thinking she's probably been off a feed for a while and she wasn't eating the crickets. I'm guessing they probably just died. I don't think she had the greatest idea of what she was doing. It wasn't horribly kept, but I don't know. So we'll see how she does. Next over here, what we have is my Brazilian rainbow boa. We just got her about 5-6 weeks ago. She's in a 15-gallon aquarium. The same substrate, like I said, 70% reptibark, 30% cocoa. She's got her water dish back here. This is a corner fit log hide. I really like it. I like how it looks. This is a pile of sphagnum moss. This is supposed to be kind of her warm hide, and then the log is her cool hide. Move some of this stuff. I'll get back to this stuff after. I'll pull her out for you. Go over what I use. This is her heat and light and everything. It is a 75-watt ceramic heat element, and that runs 24 hours a day. And then this is a 50-watt halogen, and I don't know the exact wattage, but it's a fluorescent strip light. I'm not even sure if it's UVB or not. They don't need UVB, but it gives a nice color to the tank. It's mostly for appearance and light. And both the halogen and the fluorescent are on a timer that's included in this fixture, and I just run it 12 hours a day. This is a humidifier. It's the exact same thing as the reptifoggers you find, but the reptifoggers are a lot more expensive, and also, from what I read on reviews, don't really last that long, and I don't think their water capacity is that great. This holds 1.2 gallons. I keep it on full blast, and I have it hooked up to a timer, and it runs 15 minutes just about every hour, and at night I only have it run about 4 times in the night, because the only thing heating the tank is a ceramic heat element, and when it runs it does drop the temperature a couple degrees, and I was finding it was a little cool in the morning if I ran it for the 15 minutes every hour. So I just run it just a little less, and the temperatures are perfect. This probe goes into her log hide, so I can monitor the temperature on that. Right now it's 74.2, which is perfect. Brazilian rainbow boa is like just a little cooler temperature. I try not to let any of the temperatures, even in her hot spot, get over 85. Ideally they should be in the 75 to 83 degree range. This is hooked up to a PVC fitting. Turn it off because I'm going to pull her out. And that is on a piece of Lexan or polycarbonate, and that does a couple things. It helps hold this fitting in place mainly, but it also helps to contain the humidity. So this piece of Lexan and then this cover the tank up to try to contain humidity. This goes down to a tube. Then I have a T in the bottom to kind of spread the fog. It kind of gives it a really cool look, and then I hid that with just a fake plant. So take that off. She's got her corner water dish. I got some extra sphagnum moss in here to just kind of contain the keep humidity in there. These guys really need to be, because she's so young, she really needs to be 90% humidity, pretty consistent, and also. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. So she's got a water dish. So this is her. This is Linguica. That's her name. She just shed about a week ago. Today's feeding day. She gets fed 10 to 12 gram hoppers right now. I don't know why I weigh the food. And I use mostly size for a reference, but I like to keep an idea of how much the food weighs. The other thing I do for humidity for her is, even on top of the humidifier, she does need to be misted 2 or 3 times a day, 3 or 4 when she's in shed. I use this pump style humidifier. Actually, I already misted her once this morning, but I'll show you a quick misting of what I do. She's a beautiful snake. A lot of people have said, the babies can be really nippy. She is just puppy dog tame. She loves to come and hang out. We handle her just about every day. We'll pull her out, except when she eats, we leave her alone after she's eaten for about a day, day and a half. Let her do her thing, digest. Very active. She moves around her tank and thermoregulates well, so I can tell she's very comfortable, and she's going where she wants to be and getting what she needs. A lot of the times right after she eats, she'll hang out right on top of her log, and I find her moving back and forth between her warm hide in the sphagnum moss and her cool hide in the log, and every once in a while she really likes to hang out. She'll sit right on top of the humidifier tee right behind the plant. I find her balled up there every once in a while. It's pretty cool. So she's been a great snake, and happy and healthy. And I will put her back, let her do her thing. I'll give her a quick misting. I already missed her once this morning, so I'll just do a quick mist. I would normally mist her a lot more than that when I do her daily mistings, but like I said, she's already had a mist today, so she's fine. Tank back on. It is a little bit of a project getting her in and out, making sure all her equipment's properly in place, but it's set up, it runs really well, it's working really great, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. She will eventually need a bigger tank, but not for a while. She should be fine in this for quite some time. And she's good. So, last but not least, we have our green tree python bindi. We've only had her for about 2.5 weeks. I have her in a Exoterra 12 by 12 by 18. She's about a year old, maybe a little less than a year. She is a Biak green tree python. As far as her tank equipment goes, the only thing I use for a heat source is this is I think Zoomed, you know, one of those. It's a the mini deep dome, and I've kind of modified it with some aluminized bubble wrap as insulation, and it's on a 100-watt ceramic heat element. The same thing with linguica's cage. I have the back portion capped off with a piece of 1/8 inch Lexan, and for light, we actually found this because the green tree pythons don't require light. It's mostly just for us to look at them, although I'm finding out more that people think that some UVB light does help them, not necessary, but and it, you know, it's a nicer spectrum, so they look nicer under it as well. So, but this is just a 2-watt, Exoterra makes it as well, 2-watt LED, and it's pretty cool. It's day and night are off, so it's not on a timer or anything. What I do is when linguica's light comes on in the morning, I'm usually up and about when that comes on, so I'll click on her daylight, and if I know I'm going to be home when linguica's light kicks off, I give her her night light. And if I'm not going to be home, if I'm working, because I work nights, when I leave for work, I'll just put it on the night light, and she can use linguica's light for the day. And when linguica's light kicks off, she gets her nighttime, and she's all set. So the ceramic heat element I have on a thermostat. I keep it set to 87 right now, but the probe is right here. I keep it level with this highest perch, and it keeps the whole tank really good. The temperature variance in the tank are actually really good. It's low 90s on this top perch, which is a little warm, but she doesn't go up there very often. And right here, she usually sits, the perch is 84, 85, and when I read her temperature, it's usually about 87. I just use this little infrared pen style. You just hold the button, and I guess my hand is 87 right now, 88. So I'm really getting into the naturalistic style aquariums, planted. So her tank, this is a fake plant, but back here in this corner we have a rattlesnake plant. This is a satin pothos, and this right here is red club moss. I got my girlfriend put this cute little pot back here. I like it. It looks really nice. And she just got, this is actually just a little country crock water dish. I put the sphagnum moss around the water dish. I like the way it looks, and again, it helps to have sphagnum moss in here to kind of contain the humidity. And this is full of, again, the same plant and mixture, the reptic bark and cocoa fiber. That back corner right there, you can see that little white probe. That's for her cool end thermometer, and you can see right here, I'm having some trouble with this. It's 74 down in that corner. I think that sounds a little cool, but it's not too cool, so I don't worry about it too much. I have seen it as I've seen it get up to 76, 78 because of the way the thermostat and the ceramic heat element works. The temperatures fluctuate 2 to 3 degrees up and down every couple hours all day long, which I think is okay. I don't think it should be a set constant temperature all the time. As long as it's staying within tolerances, I'm okay with it. So for her, they do need humidity, but you don't want a constant humidity. Like linguica needs to stay right at 90 degrees. So for what I do with her is usually twice a day, once sometime in the morning and once after she goes into nightlight. I mist her whole tank down really good. And what I'm really trying to do is get the humidity to spike up around 70 to 80%. And then what I want it to do is, as the day goes on, I want it to dry out and never get below 40. Most of her water, she won't go down. She won't actually go down and drink out of the water dish, from what I've been told, and actually from what I've observed. I haven't actually seen her spend any time since I've gotten her down in the bottom of the tank. So she gets most of her water from licking the droplets off of her body. And actually, we shot a really cool video yesterday of her drinking water off of her body. It was really neat. She's actually getting a bigger tank very soon. We just bought a 36 by 18 by 24 Exoterra, the same style, only a lot bigger. And I ordered a couple radiant heat panels from Pro Products. I've talked with him a couple times over the past couple weeks. I forgot his name, but he's been very helpful, very informative. I've read a lot of reviews on their products, and it seems like as far as radiant heat panels go, those are the ones to go with. So that's what I ordered. So I'm going to work on setting up. She's going to have a really nice planted tank. I'm going to change her lighting over to more of a grow style lighting, something that the plants will benefit from. She'll have a full sun end and a darker end, and we're going to put some good full sun plants in there, probably some orchids, definitely some Nepenses. Those are carnivorous plants, pitcher plants, some people call them. They're really cool. I like them. I've always loved Nepenses. So really excited to set up her new tank. It'll probably take a while. I'm going to take my time and really make sure she's got a nice pretty tank that she's going to be very happy in. So yeah, that's it. Those are my critters. I don't know if it's her name is Bindi. So she's you know, the Australian green tree python. I've always been a big fan of Steve Irwin, ever since I was a little kid. His daughter's name is Bindi, so that's my my ode to Steve Irwin, my green tree python. Hope you guys enjoyed. Post update soon. Thanks. Bye.